Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Eleni Chalkido, and I'm the Director of Comms at CTSI. Just like many other organizations, CTSI had to face COVID head-on and adapt to the challenges that came with it. It is for that reason I'm so pleased to still be able to come together and to welcome you to our very first ever Virtual Hero Awards. I hope you have enjoyed our plenaries and sessions so far as part of Virtual Symposium. And of course, please don't forget that all content will be up for a month, including the Hero Awards, so you can watch it when it suits you best. Before we start, I'd like to say a huge thank you to my epic team for their diligence and for overcoming tons of IT issues behind the scenes to bring this all together. It's not been easy. Thank you also to the policy team and to everybody else who helped out on the way. A massive thanks also to go out to our Hero Awards sponsors, the College of Fellows, who've been there from the start, the British Toy and Hobby Association, Status International, Truecaller, Fourth Estate Creative with Paul Evans, the NTS Scams team. Thank you. Your continued support is invaluable to us. I would now like to pass over to CTSI Vice Chair Wendy Potts. Wendy is the current chair of the Business Members Group and was made a fellow of CTSI in 2017. Wendy, over to you. Thank you.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining us for this afternoon's session, the first ever Virtual Hero Awards presentation. As Eleni said, I'm Wendy Potts and I'm Vice Chair of the Council of CTSI. Before we start the award ceremony, I'd also like to give heartfelt thanks to all our fantastic sponsors. Their support is invaluable to CTSI, especially through these most challenging of times. We have a couple of messages for all our heroes and the trading standards profession from the Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State in the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy and Minister for London, Paul Scully, and the Chair of CTSI Council, Rob Taylor.
Apologies, we seem to be having some issues with sound. Just bear with us a second. Wendy, if there's any more words you wanted to say while we're just trying to sort this issue out.
Okay, the Hero Awards is always one of the most enjoyable and certainly the most emotional of all our symposium sessions. And who would have imagined that one day, and hopefully just this one time, we'll be presenting this event virtually. I can see the videos queued up, but still silent. It's my privilege and pleasure to be in front of you all today, facilitating the Hero Awards 2020. Whether you're watching this on your PC, your laptop, a tablet or a phone, thanks for joining us. Hesitant to embark on the categories until we've seen our video. I will let you know how we're doing. Okay, so we're going to show the videos at the end. So this year we have two categories, the branch and sections category and the new COVID-19 Outstanding Team Contribution category. We're planning to present all of our winners with their Heroes Award obelisk as soon as COVID-19 restrictions are lifted. I'm delighted to first present the section and branch winners and then announce the overall winner. The entries this year were, as always, of a very high standard and make me very proud to be part of this profession. So without further ado, the results from the branch and sections category. The winner of the London Branch Award is Kenred Elworthy from the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham. Kenred was nominated by Robert Andrews. Kenred is highly praised for being an amazing manager, very supportive and dedicated to the team. Kenred showed Robert great support when he was faced with health issues and provided extraordinary support to all the staff during the pandemic, helping them to adapt to their new responsibilities. Kenred manages a team of 4 and the results they achieve are to a high standard, and that's down to his motivation and support. The team won the ACG Team of the Year award in 2019 for their work on a case involving thousands of counterfeit goods. Kenred's leadership led to the success of that case and the award. Congratulations to Kenred. The winner of the Northern Ireland Branch Hero Award is Lorraine Porter, an area inspector in Belfast. Lorraine was nominated by numerous colleagues from the Northern Ireland branch, including Eamon McPartland, who praised Lorraine for always working above and beyond her primary role as a leading enforcement officer. Lorraine stepped in to help sort the IT situation created by the rapid move to home working. She sourced laptops and phones, personally delivering them to redeployed staff. The team were inundated with inquiries, so Lorraine often worked late at night and at weekends to provide the much needed support to the community. Lorraine created forums to share best practice and to support colleagues struggling with isolation. She arranged group virtual tea breaks to keep everyone connected, whilst also caring for her young family. Lorraine is a perfect example of diligence and compassion that the TS profession is so well known for. Congratulations to Lorraine. The prevention team in Bucks and Surrey Trading Standards were nominated by Gina Green from Surrey Trading Standards and are winners of the South East Branch Hero Award. Gina nominated their group for their tremendous efforts. They've only been established for 1 year, but have already gone above and beyond. The group organised speakers for the Financial Abuse Conference and created materials that were adopted across the entire South East region. When lockdown hit, Lee Ormandy, a member of the group, drafted a letter to send to all the vulnerable residents in both counties, covering COVID security and scam information. The National Trading Standards Scams team adopted the wording of this letter and circulated it to all trading standard services. The team made weekly phone calls to vulnerable residents to provide support. This was often more than 250 calls a week. This became a lifeline to residents that had no other support networks. The team prevented over 131,000 being lost to criminals between January and June of this year. One vulnerable resident in his 60s had previously lost 70,000 in investment fraud and was identified as still being plagued by scammers. A member of the team contacted adult social care and local support charities. Within 24 hours, he had an emergency care package and 3 meals delivered each day. A call blocking device was fitted, and the team also helped him to get back £25,000 of debt written off. Congratulations to the Bucks and Surrey Trading Standards Prevention team. Paul Holland from Angus Trading Standards was nominated by Michelle McKenna from East Lanarkshire Trading Standards for the Scottish Branch Hero Award. Paul worked with Brian Smith in 2013 to put together a package of advice, information, service and support for vulnerable people in relation to a variety of scams. This was innovative at the time. Tested in East Renfrewshire, East Dumbarton and Angus, the initiative was a huge success. It was then rolled out across the whole of Scotland. The results were significant, and now most trading standard services across the UK run a similar programme. Paul also worked with the Life Changes Trust that provides grants of up to 40,000 for projects to protect people in society. Paul's projects have already gathered 3 prestigious awards. His nomination was also supported by Steve Smith from Truecall. This year, Paul Holland is not only the winner of the Scottish Branch Awards, but also the prestigious Brian Smith Hero Award. The Brian Smith Award is close to our hearts here at TSI. Brian Smith, who passed away in 2017, was respected and known for his fantastic work in the area of protecting vulnerable adults. Congratulations to Paul. As the winner of the Brian Smith Award, Paul is here with us today to say a few words. Thank you, Paul.
Hi, hello everybody. I mean, I was blown away. I'm truly honoured. Anything that's connected with Brian Smith's name means so much to me. is such an amazing guy that was so inspirational to me. I don't think we would have embarked on our journey in East Renfrewshire had it not been for Brian's influence. An absolutely fantastic guy. I mean, I can sum him up. After working the project, he loved to collect old maps, and he sent me a map of one of my favourite places in the States and just a few nice words on it. That's the kind of guy he was. Absolutely inspirational. But as Brian well realised, things aren't achieved by individuals, they're achieved by teams. You know, it was something that, you know, Brian's passion was infectious, and other people in our team caught on to it. There was a wee mistake there with our East Renfrewshire Council that I'm based at, and early on we get no funding to embark in these projects. There was no money available, and Jeff Wilson, Eleanor Griffiths just mucked in and helped in with what was an early day prevention team, and we managed to get money and funding from the Life Changes Trust, working along with Angus and South Ayrshire councils, and without their investment we wouldn't have been able to grow it to the extent that we did. So it's so marvellous seeing the feedback from residents and the difference that things like call blockers and links to social activities and just looking at the bespoke, looking at a holistic approach to them as individuals and what would help them. And the feedback we got from them and carers was really outstanding. And that was our favourite part of the year when we saw all the feedback coming in. It's a worry for the future in terms of sustainability, in terms of how we keep financing this type of work. And we've come up with a toolkit that empowers. Eleanor Griffiths put a huge amount of work in that, and a bunch of people work together in that, and that gives us something sustainable to help families to help themselves, to lock down loved ones from horrendous financial harm and the devastation that it causes. But I really hope that somewhere along the line, when we keep shouting loud enough, and some of the fantastic work that Lou Andrews has done in the enforcement side, Lou Baxter, and Ruth Andrews, surely the powers that be are going to recognise that we need investment in this area, and it's not a cost, I believe, it's an investment, because I think it reaps benefits in terms of improvements in people's life and in terms of savings by keeping people living independently. So I do have fears for the future, and I hope that you know, those in power can realise you know, the potential benefits of a preventative approach combined with enforcement. Thanks very much. We're really honoured as a team. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Nice to have you with us today. Nice to see some live faces on the screen, and good to hear that you don't let lack of funding stop you and you keep driving these projects forward. Our next award goes to Vicky Birch from Hertfordshire. Not only taking the award for the South East Midlands branch, but I'm delighted to say she's also the overall winner of the branch and section award. Vicky was nominated by Richard Lewis. Vicky has been at Herts Trading Standards Lead Officer for Product Safety for 10 years. She is chair of the East of England Product Safety Group and sits on the National Product Safety Panel. She provides advice on complex product safety issues and is admired by her peers for her expertise. She's also been nominated for a strong partnership building skills, the Health and Safety Executive, the MRHA and OPSS, to name but a few. These connections became invaluable during the pandemic and led to her supporting public health in drafting the PPE guidance for their website. Vicky's team produced guidance in the absence of government guidance to help support local businesses and ensure consistent messaging across the Eastern region. Vicky carried out training on PPE on behalf of CTSI and OPSS to trading standard services and businesses. This is not something Vicky had ever done before, and she wholeheartedly rose to the challenge. We're so pleased to recognise Vicky as our overall winner for this category. And I hope she's with us today to say a few words.
Could you unmute your microphone, please, Vicky? Sorry.
It's all right, thank you. Had to happen. I'm honoured to have won this CTSI Hero Award. I'm especially grateful for all the recognition of the pressures we've all been facing during the last 6 months or so. And I'd just like to say thank you to CTSI and to those who nominated me. Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again to Vicky. Thank you for joining us, and thank you on behalf of CTSI and the profession. The next category is the COVID-19 Outstanding Team Contribution Award. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a whirlwind for all of us and temporarily put much of our lives on hold. We were unable to see our families and friends for months, and many people were and still are out of work because of it. Notwithstanding the tragic deaths of many thousands of people in the country and their families still grieving their loss. The trading standards profession rose to this challenge, and we have some amazing entries for this category. In this category, we start with Newham Trading Standards, led by George McDougall, and they're nominated by Edward King from Newham. Newham have been selected as one of this year's winners for their tireless work 7 days a week since March. The team led Newham Council's approach to educating, monitoring and enforcement of the coronavirus regs. Newham was hit hard by the pandemic with 144.3 deaths per 100,000 people. Some businesses refused to close and were endangering their staff and members of the public. Many of the borough's children live in poverty, and the rates of households in temporary accommodation is one of the highest in England. 78% of residents are from ethnic minority communities, which has been reported as a risk factor for COVID-19. The community were living in fear, and the team worked hard to circulate calming information. They carried out 1,410 visits, they activated 158 closures and issued 105 fixed penalty notices. The team also worked nights to try and keep on top of the situation. The team worked with the police and HMRC, and Newham Trading Standards were chosen to pilot the Track and Trace app. One business owner even wrote to the mayor to congratulate the team on how they dealt with his business closure. Congratulations to the Newham team for their amazing resilience during this difficult time. Stephanie Young from Staffordshire and Gareth Walters from Monmouthshire Trading Standards put forward the next nomination in the COVID-19 Awards for the National Animal Health and Welfare Panel. The panel are Jane Matthews from Cheshire East, Zoe Phillips from Monmouthshire, John Chaplin from Suffolk, Robert Quest from City of London and Stephanie Young herself. The panel looks at the threats of COVID-19 on animal health and welfare. From March onwards, they held daily calls to identify threats, sharing all findings with stakeholders. In the absence of guidance from central government, the panel put together simple FAQ guides to help local authority officers and businesses to understand the requirements. Separate guides were produced for each of the 4 nations. Wendy Martin from AXO joined the group to help with the drafting of guidance. Industry sector guidance was also developed, and conversations were regularly held with DEFRA and OPSS. The panel also carried out a threat analysis that was used by government departments to understand local level risks, with a survey to assess the prevalence of animal health and welfare issues created due to the crisis. All of this was done by the panel alongside their demanding day jobs and the pressures of COVID. This team of individuals certainly went above and beyond and are certainly very worthy members of a 2020 Hero Award. Many congratulations to the whole of the National Animal Health and Welfare Panel. Up next, we have the team at Kent Trading Standards who were nominated by Steve Rock, their head of service. Kent Trading Standards have dealt with an unprecedented number of referrals and complaints. They engaged with 170 businesses and 75 were visited. The team worked with environmental health and the police to enforce business closures. 19 prohibition notices were issued. The team gave scam advice on social media, reaching over 2 million people, and took part in local radio shows to raise awareness. 250 scam victims from the National Trading Standards Scam Team identifiable list were contacted. Kent Trading Standards also took part in Operation Stop, working with Border Force and stopping 36,000 illegal surgical masks, 1,000 illegal respirators and 3,000 illegal protective suits from entering the supply chain. They set up a referral system to support care homes in checking their PPE safe. They attended twice weekly meetings with OPSS to discuss impact of COVID-19 on ports work and provided substantial support to the farming industry in Kent. The Kent Trading Standards team have gone above and beyond to deal with the extra work and home pressures resulting from lockdown, and they are certainly a worthy winner. Congratulations to Kent Trading Standards. Viv Jones from Carmarthenshire Trading Standards submitted the nomination for the Carmarthenshire Trading Standards team. When lockdown hit the department, they knew it had to quickly adopt a new way of working and deal with a new set of issues. Consumer issues changed. They now related to online purchases, cancelled holidays, scam emails and calls, and were dealt with the utmost care and diligence, while the staff were adapting to their new roles and home working. The team visited all 58 no cold calling zones, and joint information leaflets were delivered to over 1,800 houses. Vulnerable residents and previous scam victims were contacted to see whether the team could exist, if they needed extra shopping or medication delivered. Officers arranged for help to be provided, and in some case they collected and delivered prescriptions themselves. Constant comms was sent out via press releases and newsletters, and links were made with the local social work team. The team have also been dealing with animal health and welfare issues, researching and testing various PPE products and providing advice on business recovery. Despite all of these additional pressures, all of the Welsh Government's minimum unit pricing visits were carried out, along with COVID-19 compliance checks. And normal casework continues, with several court cases proceeding using the court's adapted hearings systems. Great work from the Carmarthenshire team. Congratulations. The nomination for the West Yorkshire Trading Standards COVID-19 Scam Alert team comes from Linda Davis, Trading Standards Manager. Linda commended the team for their outstanding work during a very difficult time. The team created and distributed a COVID-19 Scam Alert, a community newsletter sharing details of real-time scams and frauds during lockdown. They designed, collated information and intelligence, generated local contact information, and spread the message digitally to reach out to local communities. It created an instantaneous direct contact with frontline colleagues in the 5 districts, with community members and volunteers. The publication was used by the police, fire service, health teams, adult social care, housing, emergency planning, community safety, and the voluntary sector. It created two-way sharing of intelligence about local street-level scams. The scams highlighted including individuals posing as Red Cross, health workers, and Age UK claiming to provide mandatory testing for COVID-19. Also included the sale of fake PPE, offering shopping services, miracle cure scams, and bogus free school meal vouchers. At a time of significant uncertainty and challenges, the COVID-19 Scam Alert team rose to these challenges and developed a fabulous mechanism through which to support its most vulnerable residents. Well done to the whole team, and congratulations for being one of this year's winners. I'll now draw this category to a close by announcing the overall winner for the COVID-19 Outstanding Team Contribution Awards. This group, the Environmental Health and Trading Standards COVID-19 Expert Group, known as the ETC19 Group, were nominated by too many to mention within the Scottish Trading Standards and Environmental Health Departments. They are nominated for their brilliant work in coordinating the Scottish Local Authority enforcement response to the Health Protection Coronavirus Restrictions Scotland regulations. They quickly provided interpretation of the regulations and guidance to ensure the consistency of application across Scotland. Among many other early successes, the team established the Explain, Engage, Encourage and Enforce policy, which was agreed by all 32 Scottish local authorities and was consistent with the approach adopted by Police Scotland. They agreed with Police Scotland how the duties set out under the regulations would be addressed by local authorities and the demarcation of business sites with the Health and Safety Executive and Environmental Health. They developed a nationally agreed template for prohibition notices and established working relationships with Scottish Government to progress policy and guidance for businesses. The group produced FAQs which were circulated to all authorities. With every COVID regulations amendment came the interpretation from the ETC 19 group on what changed in terms of enforcement. An example of where the group shone is when there was a COVID-19 outbreak in Aberdeen City. Such goodwill had developed towards the ETC 19 group over the previous 4 months that when an appeal for assistance from Aberdeen City was made by the group, 21 Scottish local authorities responded to the request. The team have really gone over and above, and I'm pleased to announce them as the overall winner from this category. Brian Laurie from South Ayrshire is with us to say a few words.
Thanks very much. I'm very proud to accept the award on behalf of the group, and can I first thank the Institute for allowing me this privilege, and the individuals and organisations that nominated us. Our group actually came about from a germ of an idea that Martin Houston had, and we had a conversation about it and the types of coordination that would be needed for regulatory services in response to the virus in Scotland. We then approached the chairs of the respective societies, Alan Morrison and Graham Payton, and they were, to say they were actively supportive is probably an underestimate. We took this approach then to COSLA, had a discussion with them, and they certainly saw the benefits of it, and so the group developed. It's fair to say that we've now become a kind of critical component in the operational response to COVID across the Scottish regulators, and we have as partners Police Scotland, HSE and Scottish Government all actively involved in the membership. And this obviously is supported by every local authority in Scotland, as has been spoken about already. But I think the real power of the group is the way that we've all complemented each other, and the individuals have really gone above what can reasonably be expected to produce some of the work that we've managed to do. So really proud. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Brian. Nice to see you there, and thank you for your kind comments about CTSI. Got one more award in this category, nominated by the team at CTSI. This award goes to one of CTSI's newest lead officers, Catherine Hart of Angus Council Trading Standards. The nomination has been endorsed by service lead at Angus Council, Craig Essen, who says that Catherine is passionate, determined and incredibly persistent in a pursuit to shut down every doorstep scam that hits her radar. Though her focus always remains on safeguarding vulnerable consumers, she is also a great team player who thinks outside the box. Catherine's achievements, along with those of her team, have been widely recognised, and her good practice has been shared at conferences nationwide, including the police-led Operation Liberal, the Consumer Alliance Conference, the NHS Conference and Adult Protection Conferences. Catherine's training programmes have been rolled out over 2 police divisions and the fire service for doorstep crime awareness. Catherine has helped the CTSI comms team with over 40 press releases since lockdown began. Every day, Catherine was bringing intelligence to the CTSI team and advising on the messages to go out urgently. Her passion and dedication to protecting the vulnerable really shines through and pushed CTSI forward during a very difficult time. We're so pleased to recognise Catherine's work with this award. Congratulations, Catherine. We now have some personal awards to announce. The first is Mum of 5, Becky. We've changed Becky's name to protect her identity. She's nominated by the National Trading Standards Illegal Money Lending Team. Becky found herself in financial hardship and borrowed just £50 from someone she considered a friend to buy school uniforms for her children. She ended up paying back a colossal £35,000. Becky has bravely spoken about her horrific ordeal of becoming entrapped by a loan shark. This ordeal led to her attempting to take her own life and enduring terrifying threats, some of them made directly to her kids. Becky and her husband were both unemployed at the time with no access to a bank account, credit cards or able to get a loan. Becky said, I had the £50 in 15 minutes. It seemed like easy money. I didn't realise the dangers. The first time I went into arrears, she added another £150 on top. She was taking hundreds of pounds a week off me, and I had to use food banks. Becky's case was investigated by the England Illegal Money Lending Team, and Becky and her children moved away from the loan shark, who is now under investigation. Becky deserves this award because she has shown immense bravery and courage in coming forward and speaking out. She has shared a story with the media to raise awareness of the dangers of using loan sharks and encourage other victims to speak sooner rather than later. Congratulations, Becky, you've shown immense strength and you are a true hero. Our next award goes to William, known as Bill Cunningham, Trading Standards Volunteer for Bucks and Surrey Trading Standards, nominated by Lee Ormandy, Trading Standards Officer. Since Bill first applied to be Volunteer Trading Standards Scam Volunteer, in 2017, his commitment and energy devoted to helping others has been immense. Bill made an impact as a scam champion immediately. He's always one of the first to respond to requests for a scam champion speaker. He engages with his local community in Spelthorne, contacting local businesses, public services and third sector organisations to find ways for them to assist in taking a stand against scams. Bill is now often called upon to speak to and support individuals and small groups where there has been a concern or incident where an attempt to defraud has taken place. He has distributed thousands of leaflets to help combat scams, putting them in the hands of those who need the advice most and gently explaining how to keep safe from scams. Richard Walsh, Chairman of Spelthorne Joint Committee and Surrey County Councillor for Laleham and Shepperton, explained, Bill is a volunteer you can always rely on to be there for help and advising people against the dangers that can beset them. He's always looking out for them, thinking of new ways to help and constantly preaching of the evils and scams of digital fraud. Hearty congratulations to Bill. Keep up the good work. Our last personal award goes to Chris Holden, a retired Trading Standards Specialist for Bucks and Surrey, also nominated by Lee Ormandy. Before his retirement in 2019, Chris Holden had 28 years of continuous service with Buckinghamshire and latterly Bucks and Surrey Trading Standards Service. He had an overwhelming passion for helping others, from leading a team of consumer advisors to becoming a key member of the current prevention team. He always put others before himself, from mentoring students to champion Alzheimer's awareness. One of the students he took under his wing was Bryn Blake, who went on to become a community champion. Here, Bryn describes the work Chris did. I first met Chris in the summer of 2012 while undertaking my work experience places at the then Buckinghamshire Trading Standards. A year later, he would recruit me for the new Community Champions Volunteering Initiative. In the 7 years since I've been a community champion, I can honestly say I've seen the very best of both local government and public services in Chris. Chris was simply tireless. Day after day and case after case, I saw him invest his professional and personal energies. I saw Chris expertly navigate consumers' complex needs and vulnerabilities in a way that seemed effortless. He quickly built an excellent rapport and even friendships with individuals suffering from dementia, long-term mental health issues and debilitating injuries, putting victims at ease with his calm and friendly demeanour. Chris administered Dementia Friends training to dozens of Buckinghamshire County Council employees. It would not be an exaggeration to say that Chris built the community champions from the ground up, recruiting a core of dedicated volunteers ranging from students to retired army officers and even former scams victims. Thank you, Bryn, for those kind words, and huge congratulations to Chris. And once more, congratulations to all the COVID-19 Outstanding Team Contribution Award winners and our personal awards. Our lead officer, Peter Stoneley, is now going to say a few words to the Hero Award winners on behalf of all the Lead Officer Network, who collectively do amazing work on behalf of the Institute and the profession.
Thank you, Wendy. For those that don't know, the Lead Officer Network is a group of specialists or trading standards professionals working both within local authorities and in the private sector, and we all have a lead area that we take responsibility for. I think I'd explain my colleagues and our work as perhaps passionate, and I think that's exactly what we've seen today. Every person who's been put forward for award, nominated for award, has shown that passion. I've noted down words that we used every time they've gone over and beyond what would be expected of them, and I think that's very much what we see within our own profession for many, many more people. This awards ceremony could have gone on for hours. So congratulations to everyone who's been put forward today. I have to say, with some personal pride, fellow lead officers Catherine Hart and Steph Young were in the group, and as chair of the South East branch, I was very proud to see that both Bucks, Surrey and Kent featured today. So congratulations to everyone. You've done a brilliant job, and we can all be proud of you, and you can be very proud of yourselves and what you've done for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I now have the great pleasure of announcing the winner of one final award, the Outstanding Contributions to Trading Standards Award. The CTSI would like to thank one special person for their outstanding contribution to the profession and to the Institute. I'm delighted to award the Outstanding Contribution Award to our very own Peter Stoneley. Peter has over 20 years of experience as an operational trading standards officer and more than 15 years experience as a trainer. He's been a lead officer for over 7 years and proven invaluable in his contributions throughout. Going over and above in his duty, Peter's professionalism and disarming approach has made him a favourite for even the most intricate media queries in areas of fair trading and consumer rights law. Peter worked tirelessly on the new Consumer Rights Act, liaising with government and leading the Institute through this huge change in legislation. He also wrote the guidance material on consumer contracts, information cancellation and additional charges regulations for the Business Companion website, and has most recently been actively engaged in the Institute's focused intervention for care homes. Peter has a wonderful yes attitude and nothing is ever too much trouble. The qualification and training team at CTSI cannot speak highly enough about Peter, who's been involved in the qualification for many years, both in training and examining the students and supporting them as a team. He's a firm favourite among our students who admire his expertise and commitment to the profession. Our own Andy Allen was trained by Peter in 1998, and his words, Peter was hands down the best trainer for the DCA. This is all just a snippet of Peter's outstanding contribution. And on a personal note, I would like to say, though he has a brain the size of a planet, don't get him on a quiz team. We were both members of the same quiz team 2 years running at the branch conference at Southend. The first year we won a fabulous hamper. The second year, due to poor knowledge of reality TV people, we won a wooden spoon. Anyway, just happy now to hand back to Peter, if he's still there, if maybe he'd like to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Wendy. It's very hard to say anything after that. I think my colleagues at CTSI set me up rather nicely today. I did wonder why a lead officer had to do 2 minutes thanking the fantastic heroes, although it was a pleasure to do it. And all I can say is, when I look at who's on that list of people who've achieved that award in the past, I am totally honoured. And thank you very much.
Well done, Peter, and a big thanks again from all of us. So the announced awards are now all done. So we're hopefully going to go back now and try again for the ministers, the minister's video.
Just bear with us a second, we're just loading that.
Thank you, Kieran.
It appears we're still having some technical issues. Let's move on, Wendy, to thanking the sponsors. Thank you.
Okay, so we'd now like to hand over to our sponsors who would like to say a few words. First, we've got Chris Armstrong, Chair of the College of Fellows.
Falls over on screen. Go. I can't see it. Sorry. Okay. Hello. Chris Armstrong. I'm the oldest new boy that the College of Fellows has ever had as their chair, but I'd like to welcome you all to this wonderful event. And first, I want to say a real big, huge thank you to the colleagues that sat around me here at head office. They've been working non-stop for all the time this event's been running, and they are doing a wonderful job. So congratulations, and one day I shall explain to you all just how much they've been involved. On behalf of the College of Fellows, I'm very pleased that we were able to sponsor this event. It's turned out so many extraordinary people who made all this event work. I congratulate all of you, even those that weren't nominated, for your work over the last few months. It's obviously been a big strain on you. For those that have been nominated and have picked up a win, many congratulations. With one of my other hats on as Secretary of the London branch of our institute, I'm particularly pleased to see the two wins by Newham and Young Kenred. Over the next few weeks, you're going to hear lots more about our College of Fellows. You've heard or seen today the college is open for business that Gaynor Jackson came through with, and hopefully we'll be bringing a lot more closer working relationship with you all at CTSI. If you now like to commit out of the benefit of our great institute, and now is the time to we play a more important part. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for your kind comments about the team. I, like you, can see them all, well, you're in the office, but I can see them all beavering away in the background, trying to make everything work and doing a fabulous job. So next we've got Jerry Burney from the British Toy and Hobby Association.
Okay, thank you very much. Firstly, we're very sorry to have not been able to meet up with many of our trading standards colleagues this year, but must congratulate you for continuing with your virtual event under such challenging circumstances and often under such challenging IT systems that we all struggle with these days. You'll probably be pleased to hear that I only have a short speech on behalf of the BTHA. The cost of complying with toy legislation is getting higher and higher each year, with many of our members spending huge amounts to ensure compliance. Non-compliant products are cheaper, poorer quality, and in many cases simply unsafe, putting children's lives at risk. Some companies are accidentally non-compliant, whilst many others take no steps to comply at all. The only barrier to unsafe products comes from enforcement, which is why the BTHA have supported the work of trading standards for many years. Trading standards is, in our eyes, an essential national institution in the UK. The actual officers on the ground need to be resourced and supported properly to effectively police our products. As we move into a post-Brexit, post-COVID UK, many consumers will have less money and be looking for what they perceive as a bargain. But that bargain could be putting the life of their child at risk when we're talking about toys. We hope your importance is recognised and you get support you need to take action on enforcement wherever it is needed. The BTHA has for the last 2 years been working to reduce the amount of unsafe toys found on online marketplaces, and our next report will be issued next Tuesday, the 13th of October. We are still finding a large percentage of toys that are unsafe and many toys that have previously been reported on the EU SafetyGate recall system that are still on sale. We hope that the legislation is updated to allow us to work with trading standards to close this huge open door to unsafe products within the UK, which threatens our children's safety and the livelihood of the reputable toy trade. Finally, and on a bit of a lighter note, we are very pleased to sponsor this event, and we'd like to extend our congratulations to all award winners today and thank them for their efforts to keep us all safe from product issues, COVID issues, and the many other areas you cover. You all are indeed heroes. We look forward to seeing more of you in 2021, and thank you for this opportunity to speak today. And for the observant amongst you, yes, it was quite difficult to find a tie today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry. Your tie looks fine to me, and like you, I hope that we'll be seeing each other certainly for Symposium next year. So unfortunately, Peter McVeigh from Status International is not able to join us today due to personal circumstances, but he's asked me to congratulate all the hero winners on his behalf. He also wanted me to pass on that each and every one of you are doing a fantastic job, and to say he's so pleased to be able to support this event that celebrates all your successes, hard work and dedication. Peter hopes when the restrictions are lifted, he'll be able to meet you all. So next we're going to go to Steve Smith. Oh no, we're going to go to Lou Baxter from the NTS Scams team.
Louise, could you turn your video on, please?
Sorry, my window cleaner just knocked on the door. It's really helpful. Just the whole presentation he hasn't, and just as he did just as I was about to speak, which was amazing. It's a real privilege to be part of these Heroes Awards today, and they're even more important in this current climate. We had loads of conversations recently about those people that have been working through lockdown and through the COVID pandemic, and actually the people that have been at work, and especially within trading standards, I think most of us have probably worked harder than ever. So it's really important that we're able to recognise the outstanding work of the people in the profession, and what it's actually done today is really showcased even more so than ever how many different people we work with and how many different areas we touch, and how easy it is for us as a profession to be able to change with the climate, to be able to work in different environments and to still make a difference, but also to be able to work and support those consumers that are most vulnerable because of their circumstances. And at the moment, that is getting more extreme with the current situation that we're in. It was also really nice, and don't get upset, to talk about Brian Smith, because he was fantastic in the work that he did and pioneering in the work that he did. So really, it's just congratulations to everybody that's been recognised today, and I'd like to say that I think things are going to get easier, but I don't think they are. So I think that the work that we do within trading standards, and especially the community work that we do, is only going to become more important. So thank you for having me on today, and congratulations everybody.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you for your words, very encouraging, and Lou busy as ever, even with the window cleaner. So next we've got Steve Smith from our sponsored TrueCall.
Well, hello everybody. Thanks, Wendy. What a fantastic event. I've been working with trading standards teams for 8 years now, and I can honestly say in all my working life, I've never met such a caring, professional and dedicated bunch of people. I absolutely agree with what Jerry said earlier. I think you're all heroes. And the communities you serve aren't always aware of all the fantastic work you do. So that's why we wanted to sponsor this award. We wanted to celebrate and to really highlight to everyone the very best of the best. And I'm sure you'll agree that the stories we've heard in the last hour have been amazing and inspiring. I also must make special mention of one of our heroes today, Paul Holland. It's so fitting that he received the Brian Smith Award. I worked with Brian a lot, chatted to him many, many times, and he always said how much he admired Paul for his focus, his drive, his caring and his tenacity. It's such a shame we can't be there, all of us together, for this event, but I would like to do something to bring back a bit of the atmosphere. Hang on a second, see if I can make this work. Way! I've never popped my cork on video before. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Steve. A shame we weren't there to well, I'm sure you're not sorry we weren't all there to share that with you. And lastly, we've got Paul Evans from our sponsor Fourth Estate.
Thank you, Wendy, and hello to everyone else. This is the second year that we're sponsoring the Hero Awards, and we're once again honoured and delighted to be able to play a part in the celebration of courage, commitment and determination that's shown by all the winners. We've been working as a comms partner with CTSI for nearly 3 years now. It's a great pleasure to work with the whole excellent team at CTSI and with the profession more widely. My team and I, including my colleague Richard, who's watching at the moment, continue to be impressed and humbled by the amazing work that we see from the trading standards profession and from those organisations that work closely with it. As we've covered in a recent film that we've made for CTSI, which I think will be shown later on this afternoon as part of the symposium, I think the pandemic has really brought out the bravery and tenacity of those everyday heroes in public services, including some of the winners we've seen today and some of the speakers we've heard from today who were kind enough to help us with the film. And I think that the trading standards response has just been incredible, you know, as we've seen today. The people are so committed to helping the public, so conscientious, tireless, dedicated to their roles. And it's really a privilege to witness and to be able to play some small part in saying thank you. So really, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to all the winners and to the profession more widely, and congratulations to everyone on their well-deserved awards.
You're on mute again, Wendy.
So thank you, Paul. Thank you for your sponsorship, and that's the last of our sponsors who's going to be talking to us today. So that's the end of today's ceremony. We have not managed to get the video from the Minister or Rob to work, but they will be on the CTSI hub to look at a later date once we've worked out what the issues were. So thank you once again for joining us for the CTSI Virtual Hero Awards. Congratulations again to all of our winners. All trading standards professional heroes, whether you've been working on the front line visiting businesses, enforcing the business closure regs, whether you're working from home, advising businesses and supporting consumers, or working for a business advising them how to comply, you are all heroes. Thank you once again and goodbye.